I've been texting women for almost a decade. I've been ghosted, I've been ignored, I've been friend zoned, I've been flaked on, you name it. And it's made me pretty damn good at figuring out what actually works when it comes to texting women. That's why in today's video, I'm going to give you everything you need to know about texting women so you never have to watch another video ever again. If you have TikTok brain and can't stand to watch a video that's more than a couple of minutes long, then you might as well turn this off now. But if you want to be the best of the best when it comes to texting women, then let's get on with it. Number one, showing too much interest will make her ignore you. Have you realized that the women that you text that you could not care less about, they are obsessed with you. They want you badly. And the women that you actually want, that one woman that you want that text back from, she could not care less, and she ends up leaving you on red. When you text a girl that you really like, you are subconsciously texting in a way that is showing too much interest. That girl knows you like her, therefore you end up chasing her, and this ultimately lowers your value. When you're texting a girl that you don't care about, you are more reckless. You don't care when you reply, you don't care how you reply. It can be 2 words long. But on the opposite side of the spectrum, when you're messaging that one girl, you'll be sat there for 10 minutes thinking about what to reply to that girl, and that alone is killing your texting. Number 2, stop texting women consistently. It makes you predictable and routine. Guys, I don't know how many times I have to say this, but routine kills desire. The second you keep sending that morning text every single day, the second you keep saying good night all week, she will be turned off. And be careful, because she will tell you that she wants this. She will tell you that she wants you to be consistent and text her throughout the day, but she's lying. This is predictable and this is boring for her, right? In reality, what you really need to do is reply whenever the fuck you feel like it, right? Whether you're at work, you don't need to reply to her. Whether you're at the gym, you don't need to reply to her, right? You should be too busy to reply fast anyway. Number 3, teasing her will make her think that you have a good vibe and it will pique her interest. Guys, the ultimate form of showing interest, the ultimate form of flirting with a girl is always indirect over text, right? It's always playful. You want to know how most guys make the mistake? They will directly flirt with a girl. They'll like that story, they'll like that Instagram post, right? Or they'll tell a girl, oh, you look absolutely stunning today, I need to propose tomorrow, right? This is all wrong. Think about when you was a kid, right? And you had a crush on the school playground. How did you flirt, right? You'd nudge, you'd tease them, you made fun of them, right? You need to bring that back, but over the phone, because that way she assumes that you have a good sense of humor, and it's the best way to indirectly flirt without directly saying it, because directly flirting turns a girl off. The point is to be playful with the girl, right? Get creative. If she's been on loads of trips and it's all over her Instagram, maybe she's on holiday right now, tell her which sugar daddy paid for it this time, right? Just mess with the girl, because guess what? That is the best way to indirectly flirt and the best way to show interest, but very subtly, and they love it. Number 4, compliments turn her off. Backhanded compliments turn her on. Guys, direct compliments, I'll say it once again, show overinvestment and show that you are weak for her beauty, right? She knows she's a pretty girl, right? You don't need to tell her every single minute of the day, right? If you're constantly liking up them Instagram posts, right, it doesn't just have to be the words, right? If you're constantly liking those Instagram stories, she knows you have gone weak for her beauty. And at the end of the day, a woman is always looking for the best man. And what can the best man do? He controls his lust. That is why we always use backhanded compliments. For example, right, let's imagine a girl has posted a selfie on her Instagram profile looking unbelievable in a pink dress, right? The usual guy, what you probably usually do is directly compliment her, tell her how good she looks, right? But guess what? She already knows she is a 10, right? She already knows she looks good. All them other simps are complimenting her all the time, right? So instead, you need to use a backhanded compliment. Behind this girl on the photo is her messy room, right? Girls have messy rooms. So instead of directly complimenting her, you can use a backhanded compliment and say something like, listen, you look good in pink, But how did you find that dress when your room looks like a tip, when your room looks as messy as it does? All this is a form of flirting. You're showing romantic interest, but you're not being too forward. You're not being too much where you're going to scare the girl off and she's going to end up leaving you on red. She's going to end up ghosting you, or she's going to flake on the date. Number 5, arranging a date in 3 weeks' time will result in her flaking. Set up spontaneous, quick dates. Guys, if you are setting dates weeks in advance, let me tell you something, she will find an excuse not to come, right? Girls who will just wake up on the day and decide to not turn up on that date. They won't even message you about it. You will wake up on the day of the date and she will not even reply to your message, okay? If you want to see this girl in person, you need to make it quick and spontaneous. Let me give you an example. I'm about to go grab coffee. Do you want to join? Right? I'm talking right now. I'm talking in this moment today. Right, if you keep setting them in advance, if you keep setting them weeks and weeks ahead, they will find an excuse to not come, because at the end of the day, they've got hundreds of options and they get too nervous. You've got to understand that a week in a girl's life is the equivalent to 4 months in your life, with the amount of romantic interest that this girl is shown from men on a daily basis, right? So much could change in that week. She could meet 4 guys in that 1 week, right? Let alone 3 weeks. So you should not be setting dates for weeks in advance. She will forget about your ass, right? She's got footballers DMing her. She's got famous people DMing her. She's got her ex-boyfriend DMing her, right? So much happens so quickly for these girls, and their entire life changes just like that. So many guys get angry and overly emotional when a girl flakes on a date, or when she doesn't message him on the day of the date, right? But you've got to understand that these girls have no emotional investment in you yet. Therefore, they do not give a fuck whether they go on the date or not. They don't care how you feel. They don't care about sticking to their word, right? They're not like a guy when he's arranging shit with his friends, right? He's going to be there no matter what, right? But girls aren't like that. They owe you nothing, okay? They don't have to stick to their word. They will just wake up on the day and not fancy it that day. They don't want to turn up, so they won't. Number 6, a poor reply means you should ignore the message. Guys, this is one of the biggest mistakes I see when guys are texting women. Stop reigniting dead conversations, okay? Small talk is toxic, and small talk will not get you the girl over the phone, right? Learn to leave more messages unread. So many guys have way too much dead talk throughout the day. This is only turning her off. What you need to do is text her with a purpose. Are you seeing her that day? Right? Are you going out for ice cream with her that day? In that case, text her, but you do not need to constantly text her. See how her day is gone, see what time she's going to bed tonight. You don't need to know all this information. Text her when you have a purpose. Number 7, emojis and punctuation signal over-investment and over-expression, right? Don't use them at all. No emojis and no punctuation, right? And you might be thinking, you're crazy, right? This is so tiny. This is so pointless, right? Why do I need to know this? Guys, over-expression by use of emojis and punctuation is showing too much effort, right? Too much expression is feminine. Right, we do this in person when we show inflections in our voice, right? When we speak at different tones. Remember, when you speak to people and you show you're very excited and you speak really fast and high pitched, that is the same case when you're using emojis and punctuation over the phone. You're too excited. You're like a little kid. You're being feminine, right? Stop using them. Number 8, she doesn't care about your life events, so stop talking about yourself, right, and what's going on in your life. Guys, this might sound harsh, but that girl who does not have an emotional attachment towards you could not give 2 fucks about that concert that you went to last week. She could not give 2 fucks about the funny thing that happened to you today, right? I'm just telling you the harsh reality. And this gets even worse when guys start complaining to her, right? Or speaking about anything negative that's going on in their life. Maybe complaining about the boss, maybe complaining about they got splashed by a car today on the way to work, right? She doesn't want to hear it. As far as she is concerned, your life should be 100% positive, and 99% of the time you should be talking about her until she has an emotional investment in you, until she likes you, because at the end of the day she's got hundreds of guys on that phone. I'll say it once, I'll say it again. She does not care about your life until she has that emotional investment. Do you guys understand yet? All right, you need to understand this because it's crucial. Stop speaking about yourself so much. At the end of the day, a woman wants to join a man's life who's going to bring hers up a level, right? He's got the resources, he's got the lifestyle, everything's always great, he's got his shit together, he's leading the relationship, right? That is what she wants. Number 9, and you guys are just gonna have to take my word for this one, right? Because it works, but text her miss and then her last name, right? Let's say, for example, she says something stupid, right? You can say, excuse me, miss, or excuse me, Miss Smith, did you mean to say that? Calling them Miss or Mrs. will always work, right? It works in every scenario. It gets her laughing, it's flirty banter, right? Just use it, okay? Number 10, make statements, don't ask questions. For example, you look like the kind of girl who, and then finish the sentence. You look like the kind of girl who has white toenails. You look like the kind of girl who drives a Fiat 500, a white one, right? Basically, what you're doing is you're calling her a basic bitch, right? It's flirty, it's playful, and what this does is it stops you asking too many questions to where it comes like a job interview, right? You don't want to be seen to be all formal with this girl, right? You want to be playful, you want to be fun. When you make assumptions about a girl, all she's going to want to do is prove you wrong, right? So if you're calling her a basic bitch, or you're saying she goes out all the time, or she's a typical girl, she's going to want to qualify to you. She's going to want to do everything to change your mind and for you to look at her in a better light, for you to see her as different, right? Because that's what she wants. She wants to be different. Number 11, stop asking her when she's free, because this will only lead her to making excuses. So many guys do this. Girl, are you free next week? Sophie, are you free next Friday? Right, this does not work. I said this earlier, you need to be more spontaneous, do things on the day, because she will come up with excuses, right? At the end of the day, a woman will only make time for a man she really wants to see, right? And if she really wants to see you, but she's actually busy, she will offer you an alternative day or time where she can actually see you, okay? So that proves that she has high interest. When you're asking a girl, oh, when are you free, right? That is making yourself look too available, and you're at her dispense for when she's not busy, right? For when she's free. What about your time, right? Your time matters. Why are you not going on a date or seeing her when you're free? Right, and that's the point of doing things spontaneously. If you're always asking her, are you free next Friday, are you free next Wednesday, she's going to come up with an excuse, and at the end of the day, you are then chasing her. That is not the dynamic you want. You want her to be chasing you. Number 12, if you want to see this girl, text her, I'll pick you up at 7 p.m. on Friday and we'll go for ice cream. Guys, at the end of the day, who doesn't like ice cream, right? Everyone fucking likes ice cream, and it's spontaneous, it's bold, right? You're being very confident in going for it, right? And at the end of the day, that is going to have a high conversion rate, and she is going to end up on that date with you. It's simple. A man who texts in this way, right, telling her what's going to go on instead of asking her, right, is going to show confidence, right? And she's going to respect you for that, because most guys are too shy. They're not confident enough to say shit like this, right? If you are bold over the text messages, if you just tell her, let's go get ice cream Friday at 7 o'clock, right, she's going to be game. That is just how it works. Instead of all the other guys saying, are you free in 2 weeks time on Thursday night, let's go for drinks, right? It's not going to work. Number 13, texting multiple women will stop you over investing in your favorite woman, okay? Having abundance will stop you getting over invested into your favorite out of your roster, or your favorite girl that you're speaking to. A lot of people disagree with handling things in this way, but at the end of the day, I'm here to tell you guys what works. If you want to stop yourself getting overly invested into that one girl, if you want to stop yourself from constantly checking to see whether she's replied, or being annoyed when she's left you on red, or be sat there for 10 minutes thinking about what to text her because you don't want to mess things up, having multiple women will solve that problem for you, right? Because you're not scared anymore. You're not scared to mess things up. Number 14, very simple and very effective. Never say hi or hey, right? Imagine this in person. You won't go up to a girl and go, hi. You won't go up to a girl and go, hey, right? You just sound weird, right? It's pointless conversation. It's just stupid small talk again, right? Enter the DMs if that's what you're doing. Enter the text messaging. Start the conversation off with fire, right? Something interesting that she actually wants to open, right? Hi or hey is boring. It's predictable. Number 15, texting a girl late at night tells her only one thing. She knows you are desperate and horny. Right, at the end of the day, you're laying in bed, right, and your lust is taking over, right? Maybe you're scrolling through her Instagram, maybe you've been texting her all day, right, and you're sat in bed, you're bored, you don't know what to do, and all you can think about is messaging dirty shit to this girl or trying to elevate it in a sexual manner, right? Do you not think she knows this? And even if you pop up to her, even if you message her late at night, she knows what you want. You are giving in to your lust. You are giving in to her beauty. And also, texting a girl late at night tells her that you are solely staying up to text her. Right, at the end of the day, hypergamy is dissatisfied because the best man, the best quality man that she wants to be with that would satisfy hypergamy will just go to sleep. Right, he's not bothered about texting a girl that he's just met. He's not bothered about texting a girl that he's known for 1 week, a month. It doesn't matter. He would just go to bed. And last but not least, number 16, texting is a long game, right? So many guys want to progress things over text very quickly, right? And all this is going to tell her is that you are desperate, right? And you have no other options. At the end of the day, little text here and there, they add up, guys. They will add up and keep building up that tension to the point where the date where you finally see her in person is going to be unreal. Playful texts, little conversations will add up over time. I've been speaking to girls in the past, guys, where I've seen them in January, right, and I've seen them again in August, right, because we'll just be messaging 1 or 2 times in between, right, and she'll be like, oh, I'm coming over to Manchester, I'm coming over to the UK, right, and then I'll be like, sound, let's meet up, right, but at the end of the day, I'm not texting this girl every day until I see her again. Right, I'm not texting this girl every day being so eager to set up that date, right? Because at the end of the day, that would make you look desperate and that would make you look like you have no options. Her hypergamous best option would not even come up with an entire plan for a date. Right, think about how much effort it is to organise a date. Think about how much resources, money you use, time you use to go on this date, right? A hypergamous best option would value that time spent texting her, would value that time on the date, right? You need it to be random, you need it to be quick, maybe text her once every 3 months. I don't give a fuck. Guys, if you enjoyed today's video and extracted all the value out of it, please drop it a like, leave a comment and subscribe to the channel for more. I love you.